Call the roll, please.
Mayor Randy Burke.
Here.
Commissioner Ken Gaspar.
Here.
Commissioner Darren Indavina.
Here. Okay, everyone please rise. You're able for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, any change to the agenda from the commissioners?
I move that we approve the agenda.
Second. Call the roll.
Mayor Randy Burke.
Yes.
Commissioner Ken Gaspar.
Aye.
Commissioner Darren Indavina.
Okay, let's go down to regular business. The first one, Katie, are you on the line?
Yes, I'm on the line.
Okay, oh, there we go. We got you. We can see you, and I hope that the view on your end is just as good as it is on this end.
Yes, very much so.
Okay. All right, industry waste pre-treat, and so I'm gonna, it's your nickel, Skip, so.
Okay. Yeah, basically, Monett, we kind of get handed off by DNR to monitor local industries, as EPA kind of gives to DNR to kind of monitor for EPA for the state of Missouri. So we have 7 industries in town that meet the criteria to have pre-treat permits, and every 5 years we update our wastewater treat permit plan, and at that time we go through and kind of update our permits. And
So we have these permits are for all 7 industries?
yes.
Okay. Can you kind of tell me what those are?
What
Who they are?
There's Hydro,
Good question.
Shriver's, Tyson's, EFCO, IDF, ASI, and which one am I missing, Katie?
Play power.
Play Power, thank you.
Okay, so really all the big
Yep.
industries in town meet the criteria for pre-treat.
Yep.
So the pre-treat is something, okay, we oversee, but they're the ones that pay for it, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and that's some of what we're working through on this. We've got some updates on some cost and stuff just to make sure the city recovers some of the costs that we have to expend in order to do the program. So, but Katie, I'm going to kind of turn it over to you to kind of give a little bit of a quick go through on it there, and then kind of what we need from council.
Yep, sounds good. So, yeah, I'll do just kind of a brief summary of some of what our proposed modifications are. If you all have any questions, please chime in. I mean, that's the purpose of me joining in here remotely. So Skip kind of covered a lot of it. The purpose of pretreatment programs is to protect the wastewater treatment facility and the collection system from industrial waste discharges. So over time, sometimes you have to update the program. Skip mentioned that the city's permit recently was updated from the Department of Natural Resources, so that happened in July of 2024.
Yeah, that was,
With that
that was
update,
phosphates, right? When was that phosphates? What was that?
No, that was our overall permit for the plant down there. Phosphorus is part of that permit.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yep. So with that permit renewal from the state, there was a requirement in there to do a reevaluation of what's called the city's local limits. So we've done that reevaluation. We've determined that those local limits should be updated. And those local limits, when we do that reevaluation, we're looking at the capacity of the treatment plant, what it can treat, and we set what those limits would be, like Skip mentioned in the industrial permits. Once we set what that limit is that we can receive from the industrial dischargers, then we update those permit limits.
Yeah, generally we
based
have
on
a certain amount of, like she said, capacity, and then we kind of figure out of all that capacity how much do we have that we can treat for industry, and with some additional to it there, and then we divvy that up amongst the industries. We have some flexibility there to give some more than others, but the overall total is not above what we can treat.
Well,
So-
I'm sorry, Ken, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so it's not an even distribution
No.
of because it
No,
wouldn't.
because each
they're all-
industry is different.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the way that we have in the past and are intending to keep adopting those local limits is what it's called the MAIL, the maximum allowable industrial load. So as Skip was saying, we look at the capacity that the treatment plant has for a variety of different pollutants. We kind of just subtract off what residential users use from that, and that's how we're left with what is left over for the industrial users. We do we use like a 10% kind of reserve factor there, just to allow for some more wiggle room for future growth or future changes from industrial users as well. So those.
I
yeah.
have a question here. The diffuser technology we're going to put on the front, will that help us in this capacity issue?
It'll help somewhat, yeah.
Okay.
Right now, we get really tight when it gets hot. So now, with the additional air,
Why? Because it gets hot.
because at that point, it takes more air for the bugs to work when it gets hot,
Okay.
less when it gets cold.
Okay.
Yep.
Bugs fly high. Okay. I'm sorry, Katie, go ahead.
No, please, as you have questions, chime in here. So we've done that reevaluation that was required by DNR. Those local limits get adopted through the city's ordinance. So that's where they kind of live and are documented for the city. So since we're already making an update to the city's sewer use ordinance, this is a good time for us to update some other components of the pretreatment program as well. So some of those updates that we're looking to also include in this program modification, we're defining reference concentrations. So it's something that we at Drop Collaborative have started to incorporate into our client sewer use ordinance, just so we're very clear and upfront with industrial users, whether it's current industrial users or future industrial users. We're setting in the code, again, what we're calling these reference concentrations that just indicate to any non-domestic user, if you have discharges that are above these concentrations, you might need a permit. We might need to look at you a little bit closer. So that's one thing we're wanting to include in this program modification and the update to the sewer use ordinance. We're also adding a little bit of a broadened authority for the city in the future, if needed, to have different types of control mechanisms. So currently, it works for the city's program to have all of the industrial users have individual permits, discharge permits, but potentially in the future, we might want to have different types of discharge authorizations or different types of those control mechanisms. So this one is just an update, kind of a forward-thinking update that we're, again, with a lot of our clients recommending that we do this just in case we need to.
So I'm assuming the limits are going to cost the industries if we're proposing the limits. Is that correct? Or
What the way it works is you set your baseline at kind of residential. So anything above that residential loading that they're bringing in, there's surcharges. And if you get up to a certain point, then you're kind of getting into a violation. Yeah. So,
Okay,
that's how we tend to kind of. The surcharge is kind of to charge the industry for, it's basically the additional work and cost for us to treat above residential.
yeah, and do our industry know this is coming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And I'm sorry. We meet usually it's about April and get all of the industries in together, and we have a couple-hour meeting with them to go over the program and go over changes and go through what all's coming. So
Yeah, because this is already in place.
Yes.
It's just modifying. It's
Yeah,
updating.
and we're making some changes in some of the charges and some of the surcharges.
Right.
Everything's kind of getting updated now.
So they know that we're gonna update the limits, which are gonna be more conservative, I assume.
Yes, I don't think the limits, what I'm seeing coming, is going to affect what they're allowed to bring to the plant. That's not going to affect our industries any now. Some of
Yeah,
the,
so the few updates local limits wise, there will be a slight reduction in like BOD, TSS of what the allowable load is from those industrial users. But kind of what we've already discussed a little bit, the way that we intend to implement that is based on need, right? So like it was already mentioned, not all of the industries are exactly the same, and they don't all send the same type of pollutants to the city. So we're able to allocate based on need. So we haven't yet gotten to that part, but our intent is to really not actually change what those limits are in the permits too much.
and then this also gives us an opportunity, I know, Katie, to kind of get our placeholder in there for phosphorus and TKN ammonia, because that's
Exactly.
coming. So we'll have them in the permits ready to go when we have to start.
Okay, so
Charging
we're
surcharge.
looking at the future stuff. This sets us up for the future. Okay.
So in this document, how do I interpret what's highlighted? Is that what's being changed, or is that an addition?
Oh, on the code,
Correct.
the stuff that was highlighted was stuff out of our existing code that they're putting into this.
Okay, because
Yeah.
there's yellow highlighting and there's
Yep.
green.
I asked her the same question.
Okay.
Yeah, the yellow is what's out of our existing code.
So everything that's not highlighted is
New.
additional language.
Yeah, new language.
Okay.
Additional or slightly modified. So
Right.
the city's existing sewer use code specific to pretreatment is kind of like EPA's basic language that's recommended. And then our drop collaborative language is just slightly tweaked, providing a little bit more authority to the city. So what we intended is to kind of repeal the existing pretreatment specific language using our internal kind of model authority language that we've developed. But again, like I said, that's specific to pretreatment. So some of the highlighted stuff that you see in there is things like connection to the sewer and like more of the technical specifics that our model authority doesn't really cover that.
And sorry
Because
for,
it is so city specific.
yeah, sorry for being nitpicky, and I didn't write down what page number it was on, but there was a word tab instead of tap.
Oh.
I'll go back and find it and
Okay,
let you know.
we'll get it
But
corrected.
this gives us a lot more definition, a lot more clarity to the ordinance as opposed to what we had.
Well, somewhat, yeah. Katie's right. I think Outdoor Martin did the last one, and they had quite a bit of definition. Drops come in, and like she said, they're working it kind of into their template, so
Okay.
that they've kind of changed and added and done a little bit of difference to it. It's not, I wouldn't call it drastically different, but it's kind of,
Okay.
yeah.
But it wouldn't make sense to do a side-by-side comparison of the two.
That's what they have done for
Right,
us.
right,
Yeah.
right. I'm talking about for us, if we wanted to see what
Sure,
those changes were, it wouldn't make sense, because I'm assuming it wouldn't flow in the same manner.
That would be a Katie question.
Yeah, the sections, since our intent is to kind of repeal and replace,
Right.
because it is so hard to compare our model structurally,
Sure.
it's so
Yep,
different
yep,
from
yep.
client to client,
Yep.
because those sections get so specific.
Yep, good.
So it is hard to do.
Correct.
By all means, you can do that.
No, thank you.
Do that if you want to.
But a lot of that language is stuff that's required to be in there.
Sure, yeah, and I appreciate that.
Like
I very much
EPA
appreciate it.
requires, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Are we adding any new limits? We've talked about changing limits, but are we adding a new requirement? Phosphates is what
So-
I'm thinking of, but.
So what the city currently has adopted in code for local limits is BOD, TSS, and then I think it's 4 metal elements that are in there as well. Our updated proposal would remove those metals, and it would be BOD, TSS, adding in the total Keldol nitrogen, the TKN limit, and then Skip mentioned it, we're reserving for future implementation phosphorus and total nitrogen.
Okay, so we're not, I gotcha. Okay, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, so
BOD,
we're not.
TSS,
go ahead.
total suspended solids, is that?
Mhm.
Okay, BOD
That's right.
is,
Biochemical oxygen demand.
okay,
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's the food for the bugs.
all right.
And then there was a question about fees, and surcharges was specifically brought up as well. So currently the city does have authority to implement surcharges for BOD and TSS. We are wanting to update the rate, that surcharge rate, and then we're also adding, let me open that up real quick. We're also adding an oil and grease surcharge, which we've run the numbers, and really not a lot of the industries would actually trigger that oil and grease surcharge. Similar to adding it into the local limits, we're adding a TKN surcharge component, so that would be new. And then in the future, we're looking to implement a total phosphorus surcharge.
Okay.
As far as setting the rates, Algier Martin worked on that when they were doing just the general sewer and water rate study earlier this year. So that's where those updated rates come from. We're just now moving forward with adopting them. And like Skip said, we the last maybe 3 or 4 years, we've done an annual meeting with all the industrial users, where we just sit down with them, remind them about program requirements in general, but also discuss future program changes. So the idea of these surcharge updates we've talked about for 2 or 3 years. So they're very aware that they're coming.
I think we
This
give
is
them some
actually just
estimated
implementing.
numbers last year when at that meeting,
Yeah.
and because I know IDF has been asking a lot of questions this year, so yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and then some other updates for the cost recovery. Let me finish my thought on surcharges. So again, like Skip said, it's not a permit limit per se. There's no violations that come into play if an industry is discharging kind of in that surcharge level. The plant has capacity to treat it, but it costs more money to treat high strength waste like that. So that's the whole purpose of having this surcharge rate structure in place. And then in addition to that, the other fees that we're wanting to implement, again, the whole thought behind that is that those fees specific to the industrial users would help cover the cost of implementing the pretreatment program. So residential users aren't supplementing, paying for the implementation of the pretreatment program. So those fees that we're looking to adopt and incorporate into the program would include permit application fees or renewal fees, an annual inspection fee, updating the monthly sampling fee cost that already exists. We're just kind of updating it. It's been a while since that's kind of been reevaluated, so we're looking to update that. Any questions on those fees?
Well, it sounds like the fees are, it's mostly on industry and not on residents.
Correct. All on industry.
All on industry. And I think that the city's done a pretty good job with all these pretreatment plants
Yes.
over the years. I mean, I don't think it's common that most cities have 7 pretreatment plants. So the industry here has helped us out, and I think we planned pretty well for this. So costs go up and requirements go up, and we certainly have to adjust.
Well, and I think we our crews go out and do the sampling and stuff, which is something a lot of cities don't. So in some ways, it's a benefit to the industries.
Keeping Paul busy over there?
They are keeping Paul busy,
All right.
yes.
She loves it.
When was the last time you did this, and when's the future that you reevaluate all these industries as far as what they?
Let's see, I think of course, our last permit took almost 9 or 10 years to get done instead of 5. So I think the last time we did this, I believe, was around 2015 or 16, as I think. Well, actually, we did a kind of an update here, 2 or 3 years ago? Katie?
Let me look. So if I'm looking at your current code, the local limit section, it looks like was updated in 2014. That's specific to that section.
But I think the last time we
yeah,
looked
I
at
think you're right.
permits was just a few years ago. We looked at the permits at that time, and but yeah, I think we're looking at kind of a hopefully around about a 5-year cycle on this anyway. And then she's got some language on some of the fees and stuff there that's got some inflationary adders to it there, so it shouldn't be something that we shock and awe when it comes 5 years again here. It's kind of moving. Yeah.
So I found that item that I was referring to earlier, that what I think it's a spelling change that's needed, is on page 6. It's item MM. It says service line means only that portion of the pipe between the tab and the building to be served. I'm assuming it's tap.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So you had to buy a consonant, not a vowel. Okay.
That's one thing I can count with Commissioner Gaspar. He's going to read it.
Hey, that's great. I've
My
noted
job.
that, so we'll when we make our final cleaned up version, I'll make sure we make that update.
Okay.
Thanks for finding that.
You bet.
And Katie, what do we need from the council?
Yeah. So I do have one more thing I wanted to make sure we talked about, is one of the updates that we'll include with this program modification is an update to the city's enforcement response plan. We've done a lot of work internally with DROP to really kind of revamp our enforcement response plan and trying to eliminate any gray areas in the enforcement response plan. So that's one of the components that we'll add with this. I think it was mentioned already that really, like in recent years, I feel like there has been a lot of really good communication between the city and the industries, and kind of, the communication goes both ways there. So we are updating the enforcement response plan, but as we were discussing different options for the enforcement response plan, specifically when we're talking about fines and things like that. We didn't really want to be too heavy-handed with those, because we know that we don't want to ruin that relationship,
you want to be a good
that
partner.
communicative relationship.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to bring that point up as well. But the enforcement response plan's purpose is just to make sure that the city has kind of a playbook that they have to follow, and making sure that any enforcement actions that are taken are specifically defined, and it's kind of an equal playing field for any of the industries if they do have violations. Which I don't, knock on wood, there really haven't been any major violations in the recent years. So that's my little spiel on the enforcement response plan there. And if there aren't any questions on that, then I'll kind of address Skip's point about next
Have we had an
steps.
enforcement response plan before?
Yes.
Okay, so we're just updating it, and we're making it even across the board.
It's been even across the board. She's just changed some things on it. They've added some stuff that's kind of on their method of. Alger Martin just had a different looking one. She's getting something now that there's some ability for Owen to go in and score some of these violations, which would kind of tell him how much he needs to fine.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's a little more. I guess it's not as by the seat of the pants.
It's not subjective.
Yeah, it's subjective.
Yes,
Thank you.
it's
It's more
objective.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so the
Exactly.
ask is, this is an ordinance?
Actually, right now we
Yeah.
have to submit this to
Will be.
DNR.
Yeah,
So,
it will become.
yeah. But I think what you need from them is
Yeah. So first initial step that we need, first next step that we need to do, we'll bring a resolution to the next council meeting. And at that point, it's mostly just for council to what we call endorse the program updates. So when we submit it to the state, we can show the state that, the council and other members of the city are well aware of our proposed modifications. Just so the DNR can see that, there's going to be no surprises when this comes back to the city to actually be adopted. So like I said, next step is that endorsement. Once we have that, then we do the official program modification submittal to DNR for their review. The review process is not a short process. I did one earlier this year that I think it took about 6 months. I say that just so we're not surprised if it takes a little bit of time. But DNR reviews it. Part of the review process is both a state and a local 30-day public notice period. We often do that just kind of simultaneously. Then we receive the official MDNR approval on the program modification. Then we would bring it back to council to be officially codified with the update
We'll
there.
see it again then. Okay.
So I guess my
When's
question,
our current contract run out? Because this is a 5-year contract, as I understand.
it's not really a contract. It will, what we have in place will stay in place till we get something new
Okay.
to
To
put in
replace
place.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, I think it's nice work communicating with the industry, and it looks like we got good communication there, and I appreciate I know there's a lot of work that's gone into this, so I appreciate it.
So my question to you guys is, can I have her get the language for the resolution or what needs to be in there? Is that something that could be put on?
Yeah, does she
next
have
week's?
do you have a copy of a resolution, Katie? Or if you'll get us the language, we can draft it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have some general language that we use for other clients. You might want to tweak it a little bit to
Yeah.
be more in line with the language that you all typically use. But yes, I can get all that
Yeah.
together for sure.
Can you get it this week?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because our next meeting is the 11th
Week from today.
of December.
Okay.
All right, I don't see any issues with putting it on the agenda for the next city council next Thursday. Any objections from the
No.
comments from the commissioners?
No, good work.
All right, thank you. Katie, thank you very much.
Thanks, Katie.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank
Talk to you later. Bye.
Skip, you're going to talk to this next item too.
Okay.
I think the next 2 items.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Kelly, read it out.
Reading and consideration of approval of resolution number 9112, a resolution authorizing the City Council of Monett, Missouri to enter into an intergovernmental service agreement for dispatching services.
So when we had upgrades to the IT system and we cut off our services to 9/11, it wasn't the public safety services, it was the utility services. So this intergovernmental service agreement is for our utility call-outs. So kind of walk them through, Skip, what that means.
Yeah, it's basically anything after hours, holidays, or any call-ins from the public it will be shunted to those, and they dispatch our folks. Any emergencies, or if there's, I think they do interdepartmental with Berry County and anybody, they're our contact for our utility folks and even public works. So.
Was consistent with everything else. Berry County is all of Monett. And do we have an agreement before this, or is it just because of the IT? So we've had it before. The
Yeah.
IT problems are resolved,
Yep,
as I recall.
that is correct.
And I think
Okay.
we got some language in there, so hopefully next time we have issues that we don't just drop the contract at that point. So,
Yeah, the city attorney has reviewed it. There was only one line that the city attorney corrected. It's in your packet in red.
Just for the record, we didn't drop the contract, it was dropped.
Correct. But that's what I say, we tried to get some.
Okay, yeah, I remember. Okay.
Yeah, we tried to get some language in there that
Protects us.
protects us from that happening again. because we don't have to do this every time.
Correct. That is very true.
All right, I won't get any more emails from Berry County. That's good.
This is a action item, you've got to vote on it.
Okay.
So I'll move that we approve the resolution authorizing the City Council of Monett, Missouri to enter in an intergovernmental service agreement for dispatching services.
Absolutely second.
Yeah, we need to do this, and normally we would wait until next week, but it is, it's about public, I know it's not public safety, but it is something that needs to be in place. So, call the roll, please.
Mayor Randy Burke.
Yes.
Commissioner Ken Gaspar.
Aye.
Commissioner Darren Andubina.
All right.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate that.
Are you, Skip, are you still on the hot seat here?
Yep.
Water tower.
All right. Item C, please.
Reading and consideration of approval of resolution number 9113, a resolution correcting a scrivener's error in resolution number 9106 regarding the legal name of Cox Health.
This was passed by council, but there was an error in the name of Cox Health. This is just an agreement that we've had over the years, and kind of, Skip, if you'll walk them through how this helps Cox and others.
Yeah, this is just a tower lease agreement on Lowe's Tower out there, and the time period was coming up on it, and Cox just wanted to extend it, I think, out to a longer time period than what we
Yes,
had.
correct.
Yeah, and then it's also got an escalator fee in there per year, so it's a standard tower lease agreement.
All right, so it's for emergency services, and all we're doing here is updating the legal language, is that correct?
Yeah, and I think they had an amendment just wanting to extend the contract farther out, so it wasn't whatever it was before. I forget if it was 3 or 4 years.
I think it was 3 years
Yeah.
before.
I think they moved it out to, I forget how many years it was now, but it was 6 or 7 or something like
Seven, I
that.
think. So I read it. It's in your packet.
Yeah, they're extending it an additional 7 years.
Yeah.
With 3% escalator.
Yep.
But we've already approved that, correct? We've
Correct.
already approved 9106.
Yeah.
What we're approving today is the
What's the
scrivener
language?
error.
Right.
It's 9113 is what we're
Okay,
approving.
so we're
today.
not changing anything physically, we're just making sure the language fits what's actually
Changing the
there.
name of Cox Health
Yeah.
from Cox Health Services.
Yes.
Okay.
Cox basically said they couldn't accept it the way it was. Yeah.
Oh, this is a tough decision.
I'm sorry, I was incorrect. It was Cox Health Systems, and we're changing it to just Cox Health.
Right.
No space.
All right, got any motions on resolution 991 and 13?
Move that we approve resolution correcting the scrivener's error in resolution 9106 regarding Cox Health.
Second.
Call the roll?
Mayor Randy Burke.
Yes.
Commissioner Ken Gaspar.
Aye.
Commissioner Darren Andubina.
All right.
I'm off hot seat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're on the hot seat.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Skip.
All right. Read the next one, please.
Discussion replacement of the current fire ladder truck presented by Fire Chief Bennington.
All right, Mayor, City Administrator,
Thanks, sir.
Commissioners, thank you for inviting me again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chief.
Nikki. Yesterday I had a discussion with Nikki and Sandra. The first item on the list is also going to be some gear that we're going to look at possibly purchasing for the next budget. Our gear that we have now is got one more year left on it. It needs to be replaced. That will give us 32 sets.
I'm sorry, say that again, I lost sync there.
So this page here is for our structural firefighting gear.
Okay,
We've only got 1 year left on our old set now. Structural firefighting gear is good for 10 years. And once your 10 years is up, then you have to order new per NFPA. So we got a quote, and for 32 sets, that gives each member 2 sets of gear. And then that's boots, that's pants, that's coats, that's no max hood, gloves, flashlights, and then dual cert gear. It's $137,709.22. The third page
is a lease purchase. So if the city doesn't want to fork out the money, they have options, 3, 4, and 5-year plans that they can pay to this company. You all right?
Well, this is a safety issue for
Yes,
firefighters.
yes.
It's something we have to do, right?
Yeah, it's something we have to do.
This is for next year's budget.
That's correct.
It's not gonna come out of that, okay.
But spoke with Mickey and Sandra, and they thought it was a pretty good idea to bring it to the work session for discussion.
Yeah, we want council to be aware that this will be in the budget for next year.
So when is the current gear expiration? Is it 26?
We've got one more year, 2026, and then
27 it will expire.
We'll have to look, but
Okay.
if we, this bid right here, this quote here is good until December the 15th.
Got it, okay.
After
This year?
Yes, sir. Anything that has to do with fire, they usually give you, and Dave can correct me on this, they usually give you a 1 month quote, and then after that 1 month, they jack the price up. They're just pretty good at doing that stuff.
Okay, so, but if we take action at the next city council, we can kind of lock in this price, is that
So,
correct?
and I told Mickey and I told Sandra, I worked with this company here. We can go ahead and order it now and not have to pay for it until May of 2026.
So what was the decision on, was it gonna be a straight payout or lease purchase? Any answer there?
We would like to see where we're at with the budget and the increases in the budget and see if it makes more sense to do a lease purchase because of cash flow or to make an outright purchase.
I like the fact that the interest rate was the same amongst the 3, 4, 5-year terms. You don't usually see
And
something
they've worked
like that.
really well with
Yeah.
this company.
I mean, it's a
and-
bit higher than one would like, but
So less
it was
than a
consistent.
mortgage, so.
But again, the council needs to be aware if we lock this in this
Yeah.
month,
Yeah.
we're not paying until next year.
Right.
But this is a budget item that you need to be aware of. It's coming. So
So, we'll move on to the,
Okay, so we know we gotta do it, and, my question is, what actions does the council need to take?
it's
Or
just,
is it
it's
something we're gonna
just,
fit in the budget?
yeah,
no,
it's just,
Okay, so
just,
awareness for the budget.
that's correct.
and
Okay.
that's what I'm working
Alright.
with Sandra on and Mickey on, is to put this into the budget. We just wanna make sure you're aware of this, so when it
I
comes
appreciate that,
to this,
appreciate
so.
okay.
The next one is the ladder truck. I know we've been talking about it since October, a little bit longer, but the last time I had discussed it with you was October. I know I told you guys before that we were interested in a single axle, 107-foot stick. But with Amazon coming in and possibly some new projects coming in, I believe that we need to go to a tandem axle. That tandem axle is going to do a little bit more of work, and it's going to benefit the city even more, especially if the city starts growing. And I think we need to plan for the future, because I'm afraid if I come to you and tell you I need a single axle 107-foot stick, and all of a sudden we get some kind of massive industry in here, then I'm gonna have to come back to you again and be like, hey, I need a tandem axle. And I don't want to do that to the citizens' tax dollars. You know, I want to make sure we go big or go home. You know.
Explain how the tandem axle,
So a single axle, the low tip on the front is only 500 pounds. So you can.
Oh, okay.
And
I
then
gotcha.
a tandem
So
axle.
you-
Yeah.
okay.
And then a tandem axle, you're at a 750 low
All right.
tip. But you're just getting a little bit more than you are with a single axle. So I believe going with a tandem axle is going to benefit the city, the industry, the citizens, and then the safety for my guys.
And the 107, because the 107 gets you to the fourth floor, is that
Yes,
correct?
that's
So
the
you-
one that we demoed out here at Jack Henry, and we took our old ladder truck and their ladder truck and we compared them. And our old ladder truck couldn't reach the top of Jack Henry's building, but the 107 could.
Okay.
The other urgency here is the current ladder apparatus is how old?
It'll be 30 years next year.
It was actually in the shop for about 10 days, so we had arranged for mutual aid if we needed a ladder truck during that time. It is back in service though, correct?
Yes.
So we purchased that truck before Andrew was born, is that right?
Not quite, but close.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when they built Station 2 in 1996, that's when the city council bought a new ladder truck, brand new, in '96 to benefit the industrial park on the south side of town.
All right.
And then it also helped our ISO rating. So I also been talking to Pierce. Matter of fact, they were on a conference call with me and Sandy and Mickey yesterday. They gave us two options here, two different companies. We can also do a lease purchase program, a 10, a 12, and a 15. Of course, you see those in front of you. Mickey and Sandra had a good idea, and I agree with them. We got these ideas right here in front of us, but I think we need to shop around with our local banks to keep it local, to see what their options are with interest rates and see what they can give us, see if they can give us a better deal.
Do our local banks cover this type of equipment and lending?
Yes, so when I was with Monett Rural Fire District, as their chief, we ordered a tanker pumper. We used this company right here. But the 5-man board that I was discussing with decided to go to Freeman Bank to get a better interest rate. And they worked with us and they got us a heck of a deal, better than what we have here. So we kept it local, they helped us out, and it's on the road running right now. I mean, they're on a structure fire right now, so outside the city. But the price of this ladder truck, you can see in front of you. It's 1.8, but if the city, breaks it down to 100% prepayment option, you can knock off a discounted rate, and it'd be like 1.7. So they're giving us kind of a few options here.
How do you get the prepay discount? Pay it all off?
Pay it all up front.
Yep.
Yep.
Charge it off.
Yeah,
What's the average life of a ladder truck? I know,
we've lasted for almost 30 years. I mean,
all right, so.
I think go ahead, Mayor.
I was gonna say, so we're looking at a possible option somewhere between 14 or 15 years,
Correct.
if we decide to finance.
Yes, and we would like to, like Brandon said, we want to shop this with our local banks.
Yeah.
We would reach out to
And
every
we
local bank.
would be able to set a different term if we
Correct.
wanted.
That's correct.
And I think what we're going to do, I'm going to work with Sandra and Mickey, but I think we're just going to draft up a letter, send it out to all the banks.
Let them bid on it.
Yes.
Give them
Yeah.
this and say, hey, can you give us, what's your deal? Or
Just out
how-
of curiosity, are you looking to do that within the next couple of weeks?
Yes.
We might want to wait for the Fed decision to come out.
To drop that.
Yeah.
So another thing
It's a good
is,
idea. That's actually a good idea.
another thing is, and Steve, who's the Pierce rep, was telling Mickey and Sandra and I that, I know this is just a discussion right now, but this is still going to continue to go up in price. But if the council makes a decision on it and acts quickly, we sign on the dotted line, this price doesn't go up anymore. It's locked in.
What do we do with the existing
The existing ladder truck,
Yeah.
we're going to keep it as a reserve unit.
reserve?
That way, if this ladder truck is on maintenance or over in Aurora helping with a fire, the citizens and the industry still has a ladder truck within the city. Plus, it also gives us a credit score of 0.5 for our ISO.
Okay.
Well, we have to do this. I mean, I don't think there's any question we have to do. For those who, this is almost a weekly event where we've got to spend money on the current ladder truck to get it fixed. And we're talking tens of thousands of dollars, and that's happened a couple times in the last 6 months.
That's correct.
So we simply have to do this. And so it'll be in next year's budget, unless there's an objection by the commissioners. It's how much are we gonna pay and how we're gonna pay it. So it's not a matter of if, it's how we're gonna pay it. That's how I see it.
And that's what I'm working with Mickey and Sandra
Yeah,
on.
I appreciate you doing that.
I mean, this is probably number one on our list.
Yeah, it has been.
Now, when you say local banks, can you define that? Is that city banks? Do you not want to go to like Springfield banks as a question?
As a city,
Do you consider that local?
as a fire department, I would like to keep it local to our
In
banks.
Monett?
Yes.
I think there's 5 banks that are represented here in the city, and we were planning on just contacting those 5.
I mean, I think we kind of owe it to them anyways. I mean,
Well, I get that part, but I'm just saying, what do you consider local?
Yeah.
You know, what
Yeah.
is it?
That's a
just
good
just
question.
in the city of Monett.
Because I mean, other cities buy ladder trucks often, and what do?
So, well, a lot of them just go to this company, because they don't, and a lot of them don't do payment plans. A lot of them are big departments and big cities, they just pay it outright.
So there's a number of expenses coming up in the
Yes.
potential next fiscal year.
Yes.
Be nice to see those kind of just listed out, because we have the other truck, right, the tanker.
That's
The
delivered.
engine will be bought and paid for.
That's-
Sanders already got the money set back for that.
So that's from reserve.
Yeah, it's in the budget.
Oh, fantastic.
650,000.
So once we go and do the final inspection on that in May, we get that loaded on a trailer sent to us, and it'll be here in June of 2026.
Okay. Bringing up an old item, how is our SCBA gear?
Breathing, you're talking about breathing?
SCBA's, yeah, the SCBA's, the new MSAG ones that we bought underneath Chief Vinson, they're solid.
They're good. Okay.
Yeah, those are another 15, 20, 30 year, you know, as long as we keep them in good working order. I mean, we're fine with that.
What else do you anticipate over the next 1 to 3 years?
Staffing.
Okay.
Staffing would be another one. With Amazon coming in, there's gonna be more growth. We just been behind the 8 ball, you know, we gotta play catch up here. That's what
So
we're
we're
doing.
trying to close the gap on ISO. On ISO
ISO.
ratings, and we're all pretty sure we're gonna need another fire station.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, ISO is a big key. That's probably been my top priority since, you know, I took this position, because it's not gonna benefit not only the businesses, but the citizens that are around me here, so.
Right. The unfortunate reality is this is all happening at once. The truck has to be replaced, the gear has to be replaced, this is the time when this, and it won't happen again for decades.
Yeah.
We'll say it that way,
You're right.
hopefully.
Well, I think we need to look at, because we have one truck from 1989, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think we have to look, I think every 4 or 5 years, we're gonna have to get a new truck. That way, because right now, what's happened is we're spending all this money on an old truck. So we gotta look long-term of when we're gonna replace things, and that's just something we're gonna have to do in the budget.
Right.
Would you anticipate maintenance being reduced on the old truck
On the old
with
truck. because
less use of it?
Yes, sir. So another thing I want to bring up, that Pierce told us before was, once this truck was built, it was going to take 42 to 43 months. Steve told us on the phone yesterday that it's been bumped down to 36 to 39 months. So really, if you look at it, if we lock this price in now, then we don't pay for this until it's time to go pick it up. So we have 36 to 39 months
Reserve.
to build up that money before we
Understand.
spend it.
And this is an all-in price?
Yes, sir, this is
Okay.
all in. So in this packet that I got from Pierce,
Yep,
it explains everything, details. I mean, that includes the 2 trips to the factory with 4 personnel. It's all laid out right here in front of you.
Good, 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 good.
I just made sure to do my homework before I came to this.
And once all this happens, you're gonna do some other fleet management. You're gonna get rid of the cab over, right?
Yes, that way, you know, that way we're not spending insurance money on an old apparatus, plus we can sell that to maybe another department, maybe on Purple Wave like we've used in the past, and use that money for something else.
Awesome. I like it.
Because it's time, like the mayor said, we need to get an apparatus replacement plan every 4 to 5 years, because this is why we're in this
Yeah,
position.
we shouldn't be in an emergency on emergency services.
Right. But that's my little spiel to you guys and
And if
discussion.
you said this already, I've forgotten, I'm sorry. The expected life of this, and we're talking about our existing truck being 30
NFPA, the
years.
expected life is 25 years.
25.
After 25 years, then it goes to reserve. And then after 30 years, you should retire it.
And warranty's 10? depending on the
Yes,
conversation?
10 years, bumper to bumper. That includes, you know, top to bottom, inside and out, so.
And there is a Springfield repair company that would.
So underneath the 10 years, McQueen would bring their own people down from St. Louis to
St. Louis.
work on the apparatus. Now, after that 10 years, that's on us.
Right.
We'll give it to Paul. Paul will go out and figure who does the best work on fire apparatus, which he's been doing a pretty good job at it.
Mhm.
So I got to give my my hat's off to the maintenance guys over there for the city. They kept the wheels upright or trucks upright and wheels turning, so.
We try and do it in-house, but if he can't, he outsources it.
You can do quite a bit over there.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not a matter of it, it's how we're gonna pay for it.
Right.
And we're still shopping for options, and I'm assuming we'll have time to look at those options, come with the best one before we start the budget approval.
Besides Skip, you know, his budget, I think I come in second place for a large amount purchase.
What?
Any other comments?
Also, okay, I do see the delivery, but this bid is good for how long?
This bid right here, the gear is December the 15th. The structural gear.
Yeah, I heard that
The
earlier.
bid for the ladder truck.
Yes.
Is good for this month, because he told us on the phone, January 1st, they are looking at a price increase.
Naturally.
Which that could be anywhere from 2 to 4%. Which if you look at that,
Yeah.
$1 million, that's
$1
a
million,
big,
right.
that's a big expense, so.
Okay. All right. I'm good.
Thank you, Chief.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Who's been covering for our ladder truck?
So when our ladder truck's been out of service, we have Cassville Fire, Pier City, and Aurora City. Which Aurora City, I talked to Greg Hurt over there yesterday at a structure fire. Starting January 1st, they're sending their ladder truck off for 1 year to be refurbished. So
Okay. All right. Thanks, Brandon.
Yep, thank you guys.
Paper. Let's get one. I'm telling you, man. You were a target just now.
All right, so this,
Okay. Yeah.
let's read this off and maybe I'll figure out what we're doing here. Go ahead, Kel.
Okay. Discussion, repeal of existing ordinances relating to human resource policies.
All right, so as I understand it, we have, normally you have human resource policies, but we have some that we have passed into law, is
That's
that
correct.
correct?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Which doesn't make sense to me. Every place I've ever worked, it is a policy,
Right.
not a law.
Correct.
So the purpose is to take those, and I'm assuming they're piecemeal, here,
Uh-huh,
and
they are.
here.
Yeah.
And to make them policies.
Correct.
And this will go in our new employee handbook, is that correct?
Yes.
So everyone knows what the rules are, okay.
And some were passed as ordinances, some were passed as resolutions. So those that are ordinances are law, and the others are just administrative acts that we still think we can take out of the.
Agreed.
Okay.
So you've got a copy of all of the ones that I found. There may still be a few more out there. We'll still keep digging as we work with our attorney to repeal these. But a number of these have, additional items or memos that have come out from supervisors that have kind of undone some of these things too. So we really need to get these out. And like you said, we need to put them in the handbook. That way we can review our handbook every year, make those updates, and then we can just do an update of the handbook.
Now, has this
Each year.
been discussed with department heads?
Not necessarily each of these items. It has been discussed as we've gone through handbook discussions in implementing a new handbook. So all of these items have been discussed within the handbook piece.
Or is this anything new? Are we adding anything here?
No, there's really not anything new.
It's just a matter of where it's gonna be.
Correct. There are a few adjustments, or a couple of these don't have dollar amounts associated with them or defined. So those need to be updated, and those will be updated through the handbook.
Okay.
So once we take this to council, city attorney has stated that we can just do one resolution or ordinance to repeal all of these.
Omnibus bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, this is the right approach.
I agree,
Absolutely.
it is.
Any questions?
I didn't realize there were that many.
And there may be more.
How far these go back? In decades.
Quite a while.
Some of them.
Some.
Yeah, I'm sure quite some time.
Well, Jennifer, Jessica, almost called you Jennifer. Jessica's been working on this since she's been here. And it's been one of my priorities, get that handbook updated so everyone's plays by the same rules. So this is just kind of makes us more like the rest of the world.
Correct.
HR policies.
Yep, correct.
Good. All right.
Okay.
I haven't read all these. Would you believe that?
Okay.
I haven't gone into detail. Ken, have you gone through all these?
We didn't have them.
Yeah,
No, you
yeah,
didn't have
yeah,
it.
that's what, no action today, just to give you this information, then you might have questions prior to.
All right, so the ask here is then to put this as an so it'll be an ordinance. So you're looking at doing the first reading next Thursday, is that correct?
I think January.
So you're looking at
Yeah,
January.
we wanted you to look at these, we're still
Okay.
researching others, but we just wanted you to have a knowledge base of where we're moving towards.
Yeah, it might take me a
Does it
while.
require an ordinance to
Right.
do this?
I think it's a resolution.
I would think so.
That we can just do it, but you've got ordinances that you're
Ordinance says-
repealing,
Right.
so
Yeah,
I think
get it.
it has to be an ordinance.
Yeah.
that-
Holly's looking at it.
Yeah.
In January is probably okay. It doesn't look like the world's gonna fall apart between now and January, so.
And we're gonna simultaneously approve the new handbook, so that there's no gap.
Maybe a little bit of delay, but
There
we'll
will be.
discuss that.
Okay, okay.
But in the end, it's a complete updated handbook that makes us look like everyone else,
Correct.
HR policies.
Correct.
Okay. Good. And departments will have department heads will have a opportunity to, because it doesn't sound like there's anything new from what I can.
Yeah, there's a couple of
There's
things,
some.
yeah, but
There's
there's
a few
some.
things that we're
but they'll-
adjusting. There's not really much that's like brand new or major changes, but some adjustments and some definition.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll review it with department heads, and then everybody will have a requirement to read or to
Acknowledge what they
online
have.
acknowledge that
They
they've
have
seen.
seen it,
Yeah,
yes.
so, because not everybody's gonna read all of it.
Do I have to go online and acknowledge?
That'd be a good idea, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sounds like the right thing to do. Any other discussion? Jeff?
This is comparative to what we have now or what we want to achieve in the future.
These are what we have now that we need to take out.
Take
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, this is a list of ordinances that's been passed, they become policies, that's what all this is.
Thank you.
And I've taken all of these, when we get to the new handbook and get it implemented, these things that need to be addressed within that handbook are addressed.
Yeah, good.
Any other?
Yes, yes.
Good job.
Okay, all right, thanks, Jessica. For Jennifer? No, Jessica.
Whatever you call me.
No, I won't do that. Okay. Item F, please.
Discussion, rezoning Talon's addition from Zone D industrial to Zone C commercial.
I think I know what this is.
Just so everyone's on the same page of what we're discussing.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I noticed your language.
Should be in the packet.
I noticed your language used de facto. I did. Man, Latin, ergo, I'm willing to sign. I enter in the packet, it looks like we had a Monett in there, so this is much clearer, thank you.
All right,
So in addition to what Andrew just passed around, there's also a very good staff report which kind of goes over in detail some of what we're covering here. But the broad strokes of this is what we have is a section of the city, Callan's Edition, which was originally zoned industrial quite some time ago. And as you have in many communities, you have what are effectively permitted non-conforming uses. Not all, but most of these properties are serving a residential function, right, Andrew? Pretty much, yeah.
Yes, the vast majority of addresses, if you were to look at that, are residential. The lot sizes, if you wanted to go down to basically square footage, it's about half and half. But, yeah.
But effectively, right now, no residential uses can be built or can be changed within the industrial sector, whereas they can in a commercial or a residential zoning. So specifically moving this to a zone C would allow somebody, for instance, if their house were to burn down or they need to make changes, especially with as important as housing is for the community, they would be unable to do that under our current situation, it being zoned industrial.
All right, so this is not gonna have, because there's some commercial in there.
Oh, is
That's
it?
not gonna have any impact on that.
No, effectively, it would be moving it to the zoning that they already are by de facto
Matches
currently actually, they're already actually matching the zoning that we would be moving it to.
Matches the use.
Okay.
I just had a question. There's a document in there, it looks like a spreadsheet.
Right.
I'm unable to
We were talking about that earlier.
see it with my old eyes.
It's,
Thank you.
I wasn't sure if it didn't load, so I made some extra copies.
Yep, thank you.
for everyone as well.
Yeah, it was in there.
It is, it's just,
Yeah, it's-
you- when you zoom in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's still
Oh,
unfortunately.
this is-
Good old Excel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good job.
But
I understand.
happy to answer any other questions that you might have. And the other thing too is, this is considered upzoning. You are moving to a higher and better use. So it does also open up other possibilities moving forward.
Yeah, as I recall, what started this was one person wanted to build a house and realized, oh, we got a zoning problem here, and that fixes that problem.
That's right.
Okay.
So there's 47 incorrect usages in that zone. Okay.
Interesting.
Permitted non-conforming
Yeah, right,
uses. in the
right,
zone,
yeah, right.
Yep.
Just out of curiosity, there's probably others in the city.
Yes.
Is that an action that you're taking, is to
There's definitely,
through the inventory?
there's forthcoming discussion about those as well. For
Very
sure.
good, very good.
I don't think, yeah, Doug and Andrew are just getting started on this, so.
I want to say Mike as well. He's coming up, or may have a list of
Oh, is Mike
similar,
Sit right behind.
similar non-conforming uses where we have residential buildings in industrial zone places. So he may have one, or he's working on it. So.
Okay,
Awesome.
all right.
Thank you.
So
Progress.
this has this already been through planning and zoning board? Okay.
No,
I
so
didn't
this
think
is,
so.
this is just discussion, but your approval of this process would foment an ordinance which would go to planning and zoning for approval and recommendation that would come back to the council, or the commission, sorry.
Makes a lot of sense. We need to do this all over the city, so
Yeah.
Yes.
there are other places like
And
this.
P&Z doesn't meet in December,
No,
so there'll be a January P&Z meeting, and so this will come before council February, March.
roughly, I would say, yes.
All right.
I do have one curiosity question. On that, on the map, you have that one little slice of land that has a demarcation. That's
City owns
GV machine. Okay, so that's city-owned property?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's normally what that indicates in that. That's
Yes.
city owned.
So it's a darker line.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's correct.
Okay,
Yes. sir.
got it. Thank you. It's an odd shape, so.
Yeah, that's the recycle center, right? That one's.
Not
where-
this one, no, this one
That's
is.
Yeah, that
machine
one,
shop.
yeah.
But this, that's, yeah, GV
So,
machine.
if I may, in the report, I did say that theoretically, the P and Z could recommend everything except lots, I think it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, block, whatever.
Sure.
Which would allow the industrial use to remain industrially zoned. There is the recycling shop in that neighborhood as well.
Yeah.
City-owned property sometimes has a zone, sometimes it doesn't. It wouldn't be affected anyway, since it's allowed to continue its current usage.
Right. Good, thank you.
Any other questions?
I don't have
Not at the
any
moment.
more.
All right.
Makes a lot of sense. Thanks, Doug.
No problem.
Thanks, Andrew. Thanks, Mike. All right. Item G.
Discussion airport board charter.
Okay. So we were looking at a new charter for the airport board. And I think this is based on, we had, Steve Stockham
Yes.
came and took, and so it took a look at our airport, how we do things. And is that what we're looking at here? Is
Yeah,
his
so
recommendations?
this is a recommendation or a draft after lots of conversations, both with the current airport board, Commissioner Gaspar is the commissioner over the airport, Steve Stockham, Steve Burnett, myself. And then looking at two of the, what I thought were the official charters of the city, but I'm not sure they've ever been adopted. Those are in your packet. My understanding was the airport board itself put those together, but at our last board meeting, that was pointed out that they did not put those together. I think that was either staff and some limited
It was
folks.
Chris Weiner and Brian Hunter worked on that together.
So this draft, though, is based on all those conversations. It's also based on, there was a resolution passed that was never executed because it wasn't signed by the city. Although the minutes indicate that there was discussion about an advisory board for the airport. So this is really a draft for council to give input into, and then Monday night, this same draft will be taken to the airport board for their review and any input. A couple of things, though, that we need to point out in your packet is a letter from Steve Stockham, which I think is good information. Also, the city attorney we've been consulting with the city attorney about the authority of the airport board and where that lies and where it ends. In one of the documents, it says that they're gonna approve leases and contracts and those kinds of actions or duties. That's really not legal for them to approve those kinds of actions. That has to come before the city council. The city council is the one that has to obligate the city in any contracts, agreements, lease agreements, whatever that may be. So a lot of that language has been removed from this. This is according to code. There's very limited code about our airport. There's code that deals with storage at the airport and a couple of other items, but there's no definition in our codes for an airport board. And as I said, it was taken to the council before as a resolution. My recommendation would be, once we establish a charter, let's come back and put it as an ordinance, just like the planning and zoning. Now, planning and zoning is a little bit different because there's state statute that dictates planning and zoning and their duties. So we would want to make sure that the city attorney reviews the ordinance before we take it before council, so that we're doing actions that are correct. In our codes, it defines this kind of committee or commission. We don't call them boards. It's defined as committee or commission, and they are advisory. They're an advisory board that's appointed by the mayor or the city council. So the mayor appoints any of our commission positions, P and Z or whatever it may be. That's taken to council, and council approves those appointees. Okay? So that's kind of my overall, after talking with Steve Stockham and just internal discussion with staff, using some of the other airports around us, Aurora and Neosho. I did have a conversation with, is it Rogers, Arkansas, but they're a little bit more past where we're at, I think. So this is the member selection that we would have. It would be a 7-member board if we adopt this charter. We're currently a 5-member board, and different sectors would be represented. The airport is a great economic development tool for any city, and the expansions that we have seen at our airport give us it really does give us a leg up. There's more expansion. We've got the city hangar that's going on out there. We've had staff changes at the airport, and Steve Burnett has done a really good job promoting our airport. He told me the other day he went from 1,000 followers or views or whatever on Facebook to now over 2,600.
Just went over 3,000.
Just went over 3,000.
Nice work.
So we're our airport is getting to be known. We've talked to both Berry County and Lawrence County. They're very interested in partnering with us, being a part of the airport, so they would have positions on the board as well, appointed by their commissioners. I think this is very good because we're also working on a Berry-Lawrence Economic Development Alliance. And again, as we see growth in Berry and Lawrence County, it helps Monett, it helps Mount Vernon, it helps Aurora, it helps all Cassville, it helps all of us. So this is just another kind of partnership that says we're all working together and we're trying to really expand. Doug Potts has got, I guess Doug left, but he's got experience working with airports before. He and Steve have sat down and they've really got some really good ideas on how we could expand services at our airport. And just, I really believe it's a good day for the Monett Regional Airport. So
Yeah, when I was up at the State House last March, this past March, and to try to get money for the AWAS, it was regional. It was all regional, and so for that reason, that's why I think we need to have Berry and Lawrence County representation on that board. Airspace management, I've already told them that's one of our big things here, and what we don't want to do is have that 6,000-foot runway usable on 4,000 feet if someone decides to put a tower, put a cell tower in Pierce City and actually affect a glide path. So it's important that they're on there and we have representation, and that's really kind of the driver going from one of the drivers from going from 5 to 7 members.
And yeah, let me walk you kind of through these because the commissioner has always been over the airport, but what we're proposing here is the commissioner would actually sit on the board. So you've got the airport commissioner, you've got industry or commercial business represented, you've got somebody from the Economic Development Committee that would sit on this board as well. Then you've got a pilot so that we're servicing general aviation. This suggestion of a financial institution was given to us by Steve Stockham. It's good to have somebody on the board that understands if somebody does want to build a hangar or there's some kind of financing needed on the private side, there's somebody that understands what you're trying to do as you expand the airport. And then I've spoken about the Berrien County representation. So. But this is a document for you to review. As I said, Monday night is our airport board meeting. Going to give them the same opportunity. I'll send this out today to them and let them review it over the weekend, and we'll discuss it with them, our existing board. We want their input, and then we would move forward with board expansion if the council so desires.
Okay. So Mark, you're on the airport board right now, so comments now, your comments, you want to take that to the airport board?
I think I'll take it back to them.
Okay.
And see what they say Monday night. This is obviously a big change from what we've got right now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't have any issues with it at this point, and I guess we'll have some more discussion with the airport board next week. Mm-hmm. And is there anything that we plan on doing at the city council meeting as to?
We had talked about taking it to the council meeting, but it may be too quick, too early.
Yeah, maybe too soon for a week turnaround.
Yeah, I think we wait till January, February. This would be if the council chooses, it would be an ordinance, so it would be 2 readings, January and February. So.
I don't have any problem with that timeline.
All right.
Any objections from the commissioners?
No.
None.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead. Oh, we have a closed session, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we have a closed session here. Any motions to go into closed session?
If I can ask Mickey exactly what's on the closed session and who stays.
Settle.
He'll stay in the closed session.
Yeah. So we're discussing personnel matters and legal discussions.
What do you need? You need Jessica for personnel?
Yeah, I need Jessica, Kelly will be here, myself.
Okay, well, motion to go into closed session, council will convene to close pursuant to section 610.021 of Missouri substations, subsection 1, 3, and 13 to discuss legal matters and personnel matters.
I'll second.
Call the roll.
Mayor Rudenberg.
Yes.
Commissioner King Gasper.
Aye.
Commissioner Darren DeVito.
Aye.
All right. Thank you all for coming.